And we are live. So, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody, depending on when and where you're logging in from. My name is Andreas Kartrud. For those of you who don't know me, I live in Malmö, Sweden, and I am the creator of this smart contract. And it is my pleasure to be here to introduce you and explain to you how this contract works. So, it's all about EtherChain, guys. We are looking at the world's first decentralized community support fund. It's a financial support system which is built on smart contract technology by the community for the community. It is by far the most transparent peer-to-peer financial support system in this world. And this is exactly what we're going to have a look at. But before we go into the details of EtherChain, I want us to have a quick look at what a smart contract really is. And to explain this easily, we can say that a smart contract is a self-executing contract which is deployed on the public blockchain, and it can store and execute transactions of value. It actually has the characteristics of being non-corruptible, tamper-proof, fair, just, open, and fully transparent. And it acts strictly according to the pre-written rules of the contract. Nothing less, nothing more. It is fully transparent and fully decentralized, meaning that there's no central point of control to the contract. The contract is run by the blockchain, and the contract can act as that third party. Now, there are no limits to what a smart contract algorithm can do or how it can be coded. The contract is there to simply perform the action it has been programmed to do without the need of a third party or human intervention. So that is basically what a smart contract is. It's a self-executing contract which is deployed on the Ethereum blockchain that can store and execute transactional value without the need of a third party. Now, if we're looking at the EtherChain smart contract, this has been designed to provide everyone with an independent financial support fund based on blockchain and smart contract technology. Any participant can contribute Ethereum towards the community fund and support the EtherChain community members. And by doing so, the participant will activate the contract code and will start to receive support back from other community members. Now, EtherChain is 100% decentralized and a community-based project. That means that there are no guarantee nor additional profits made in the system. All that you receive from EtherChain is based upon your own and the community efforts, as this is a peer-to-peer support model where you support others and others support you back. EtherChain can actually be viewed as a decentralized third party, which ensures fairness, transparency, and justice for all according to the algorithm code. There are no mediators, there are no intermediaries, there are no owners, no CEO, no company, or human interaction at all, which is effectively guaranteeing the fairness of all participating partners and partners' funds according to the rules of the smart contract. Now, it is by far the most reasonable, safest, and best cutting-edge financial support model available at this time. How does it work? Well, anyone can participate in EtherChain, and you do so by depositing a minimum of 0.1 Ethereum to the fund. You're now eligible to receive back from the community 310% of that deposit. So, for example, if you put 1 Ethereum in, you can receive 3.1 Ethereum out. Now, the 310% is returned in 4 different ways, my friends. You have one, which is completely passive. Everyone participates in this. And then you have 3, which is optional and by marketing. When the 310% is accumulated through any of these 4 ways, a new deposit must be made equal or greater to continue receiving from the fund. Now, the 4 ways is as following. The 1% daily return on your deposit, it goes for a maximum of 310 days. And then it's, as said, 100% passive. Once you make a deposit to EtherChain, within 24 hours, you will receive the first 1%. Now, the second one is a 10% direct referral commission for sharing and growing the community fund. Third one is a matching commission on your partner's daily return. And the fourth one is a daily top referral pool, which goes by 5% of all deposits coming into EtherChain. We're going to have a look at them in detail. Now, the 1% is pretty straightforward. It is 1% of the deposited amount, and it is paid daily to all users by the system algorithm up to the point when the maximum deposit limit is reached, i.e. 3.1 times. So suppose that you support the fund with 5 Ethereum, you can now receive 15.5 back. On a daily basis, you'll receive 0.05 until 310 days, or until the maximum limit is achieved by any of the other 3 ways, whichever is reached first. That means everything is accumulating towards the 310 limit. Now, the direct commission is awarded to a sponsor when your direct partner makes a deposit, and this goes for the first deposit and any redeposit that might happen. It is 10% of the deposit amount. So let's say that your direct partner deposits 10 Ethereum. You will receive 1 Ethereum as your instant commission. There are absolutely no limits to how many direct partners you can have. This is a unit-level system, and all commissions apply towards the 3.1 limit. Now, the matching commission, this is the hidden gem in the entire marketing plan. And the matching commission itself is based upon your partner's 1% daily return. And it is awarded every single time a downline partner makes a withdrawal. That means you're not just receiving the 10% direct commission. Every single time one of your partners in your downline or in your organization makes a withdrawal, you get paid. You receive a matching commission. And the levels of matching is based upon how many direct partners you personally sponsor. You have 1 level added for each direct referral. Apologies. Now, so if you have 1 direct, you have 1 level where you can receive a matching. If you have 3 directs, you will have 3 levels. If you have 10, you got 10 levels. 15 directs or more, you will max out with 15 levels of matching. And on all your direct partners, you will receive a 30% match every single time they make a withdrawal. On all partners on level 2 to 5, you will receive a 10% match every single time they make a withdrawal. On all partners on level 6 to 10, an 8% match, and on all partners on level 11 to 15, you got a 5% match. Now, moving over to the daily top sponsor pool, which goes by 5% of all deposits. Now, 5% of all Ethereum deposits is added to the daily top sponsor pool. 10% of this pool is awarded to the top 4 sponsors of Ethereum volume every single day. The remaining 90% is rolled over to the next day's pool for continuous growth. Now, the allocation of the 10% goes as following: 40%, 30, 20, 10. This pool is right now about 305 to 310 Ethereum. That means the top 4 producers are sharing about 31 Ethereum every single day. And this is just continuing to grow. So it is an absolute pleasure to introduce this system to everyone, and it has been embraced with such a pleasure. Now, looking at the deposit functions into EtherChain, we have a minimum and a maximum limit to increase the sustainability and the longevity of this fund. Now, the first deposit, you have a minimum deposit of 0.1 Ethereum and a maximum of 10 Ethereum. Once you made a deposit, you need to receive the full 310% before you can make a new. So choose your deposit wisely. Now, your second deposit, once you have received the full 310 limit, you can make a new deposit. This deposit must be equal or greater than the previous. So let's say that you deposited 0.5 Ethereum. Now, your minimum limit, the second deposit, will be 0.5 Ethereum. But you can deposit all the way up to 30. Now, the third deposit must be equal or greater than the previous, up to 90 Ethereum. And the fourth and any beyond can be equal or greater than the previous, up to 200. So 200 is the maximum amount that you can deposit into EtherChain contract at once, but there are no limits to how many times you can complete a cycle or a 310 limit, as we say. Now, looking at the algorithm distribution of the total funds coming into EtherChain, out of the 100% that goes in, there's a 1% platform fee that goes away. There's a 5% goes away to the daily pool. 10% is being awarded instantly as the direct referral commission, while 84% of every single deposit is being stored and distributed by the contract. It stays in the main fund and being distributed every single day as a 1% and as a matching commission. What does this really mean? I want everybody to understand this, because this means whatever you do goes 84% to the community. 84% of what you bring into this community goes to the community members. But that also means that 84% of whatever every single community member here does goes toward you and other community members as well. This is what I call a true team build, where we support each other through growth, through education, and thriving together. Now, Completing off with a couple important notes, we want to know and understand that EtherChain is a community-based project. It is 100% decentralized. It is peer-to-peer transactions through a smart contract. Now, each deposit cycle is 310%. And when the 310% is received, a new deposit must be made to continue earning and receiving from any of the four ways. The minimum entry is 0.1 Ethereum. It is open to all participants globally. There are no restrictions. And the unique about us, there are no referrals required in order to receive. The 1% pays out daily to all members, 100% passive. Out of the 13,000 community members we have 13,000 community members that have received from the EtherChain fund. You can, of course, increase the speed of your returns by growing the community fund through marketing and sharing of EtherChain. Now, with that, we want to break off the normal presentation and jump on back to the, let me see here, to the chat box itself. And we are going to have a quick update. Now, first and foremost, let us update everybody on the amazing and tremendous growth that we're having in the community. Right now, guys, the smart contract balance of EtherChain is 13,135 Ethereum. That is amazing. It is growing with approximately between 700 to 900 Ethereum every single day. More than 6,165 Ethereum has already been received and withdrawn by the community. That is tremendous. That's more than 1.5, that's close to $1.6 million that has been received by this community in 40 days. In 40 days. We got 304 Ethereum in the daily pool. That means 30.4 Ethereum goes out every single day to the top 4 sponsors. We are having such a tremendous growth. It is beyond all imagination and expectations. Let us just get the total number of members as well. Let me just refresh that one more. 12,960 community members. So congratulations, everybody. This is having a tremendous growth. The momentum that is already here is amazing. I want us now to talk a little bit, because I've been getting a lot of questions about the future of EtherChain, what is the ultimate goal, what is the roadmap, what can we expect to see from EtherChain in the coming future. Now, as I've said previously and earlier, EtherChain is just the first phase. We want to build something that is unique here. First and foremost, EtherChain is unique in itself. EtherChain can be viewed as the world's first decentralized support fund, which can give and support millions of people around this world. This is something that I want and we want to be lasting forever, right? So how can we ensure longevity? How can we ensure sustainability in something like this? Well, I would like to turn our eyes onto DeFi. It is one of the hottest words on the market right now, and it basically means decentralized finance. If you Google DeFi or you YouTube DeFi, you will find tremendous amount of information. This is a new emergent industry within cryptocurrency, and it basically is finances on smart contract, decentralized, unattached from any government or authority or any bank or such things. And this is what blockchain and cryptocurrency was created for. It is a new financial system, and we want to create that decentralized financial system. So there are a lot of new services that are popping up, which are highly, highly interesting to us. To build a proper blockchain community with proper blockchain solutions and services where we can truly build that decentralized financial system, all based around EtherChain, all supporting EtherChain and the community itself. This is where we are heading. We're looking at services operating similar as banks, where you offer, if you have and you want, you can offer loans. And the smart contract, or people who want a loan, put up collateral in their own and you earn interest on this. We have been looking into, while I was away this week, I've been looking into so much surrounding the DeFi industry. And this is just a baby right now. There's more than $2.1 billion in this industry that are locked in smart contracts for DeFi. That is huge. $2.1 billion in about approximately 12 months' time since they started to merge. This is something that we want to tap into. This is something we want to offer our community, something that we want our community to benefit for, something where we can create a community which is not only based on marketing, but are based on proper blockchain services, where people can deposit with 100% guarantee, with 100% safety, and earn interest on their crypto. And there a small percentage of that will go back into the EtherChain fund, creating sustainability for years, for decades, for maybe centuries to come. The sky is the limit for what we can do with decentralized financial services. The sky is the limit for what we can achieve with EtherChain. And that is exactly what we're going to do, guys. I am super excited about sharing this with you. I've been looking into this for a while. I had to keep my mouth a little bit quiet about it, but it is without a doubt the way cryptocurrencies are going. This is the way to create a truly decentralized financial system with EtherChain as its foundation. So that is what we're going to look at. We are going to introduce a roadmap in a while. I am speaking to working with my programmers. We already have a few beta concepts up and running that we are testing. We are speaking about lending platforms. We are talking about decentralized exchanges. We are talking about, there are so much. I'm going to drop a few articles in the chat box that everybody can have a read for those of you who are interested in learning more about this. But it is absolutely and definitely the way to go. And keep in mind, this is all going to support and surround EtherChain, the support fund that is built by the people for the people. All right, guys, we are going to do a few questions here, and then we are going to drop off and go back to work. I am super excited. As I said, I was been away for a week. I took 1 week off, went up to the cabin. As you maybe see, I've been growing a beard as well on that time. But I am super pumped about being back, getting back into work, and we're ready to go. It's just going to be so much fun. All right, let us see what we have for questions here. Let me see. Oh, we got a lot of people around the world. We got New York, UK, Holland, New York City, India, South Africa, Philippines. This is awesome to see because, guys, it just shows up how global this community already is. I believe we're we're close to 50 countries around this world, 13,000 members in 40 days, and we only just begun. Let me see here. All right, sir, there are some websites like etherchain.io, which is our website. The others are EtherShare, Etherbank, Divey.club. Which site is the first? And which site is the first? Well, as I know it, etherchain.io is the first one. EtherShare is more or less a strict copy of us, trying to make it better, but that was a big fail. Etherbank, I haven't really looked much into. That seems new as well. Divey, I haven't seen either. It is not much that I want to promote because the thing is, and as we spoke of during the pre-launch, there will be tons of copies trying to replicate the success we're having with EtherChain, trying to make it better, trying to improve something. But let me tell you something, guys. They won't be able to improve it because this is not something that just been put together, hoping that it will work. This is something that we've been working on for months and months to break down this algorithm, to base it on community efforts, to make sure that we have the maximum sustainability together with the maximum profitability. These other programs, I'm seeing programs offering 2% a day, 20% a day, 49% a day. I have no clue how they are going to sustain that. It's not possible. It's not. If you want to have a sustainable project, you need to consider the time and the effort that is needed to build to sustain what's going out. Having too much going out, it won't be sustainable because you don't have time to bring it in. You don't have time to build a community. That is why we're having limits. That is why you're limited to only put 10 Ethereum on your first deposit. 30 on your second, 90, then 200. And then the limit stops at 200. Because if you put 2,000 Ethereum in, that means 20 Ethereum goes out on a daily basis. It needs to be sustainable. And when you're working as a community build, you don't just need it to be sustainable for a short period of time. You need it to be sustainable for a long period of time. That is the key. So, as I said, a lot of copies will come. They can copy our code, they can do whatever, but they cannot copy our leadership. They cannot improve it by putting you guys at more risk. Because if they're trying to improve the algorithm, if they're trying to distribute more at a faster rate, they're decreasing the sustainability and the longevity of that project. So feel free to look around, but anything that offers more than 1% has big issues keeping sustainable. Let me see here what else we got. Yes, it was already. EtherChain is the first and the largest. That is absolutely true. This is being recorded. Yes, I will upload it on YouTube. We'll put it into the group. Let me see here. The top 4, do they change every day? So yes, the top 4 sponsors change every single day. Let me just share my screen quickly and show you guys. Let me see here. All right, so when you're in the back office, you see on the top, you can see that there is a timer here. So you got 2 timers. You got your individual timer on the next income countdown, and you have a global timer up here, including an Ethereum amount. And if you see that amount equals the same amount that's in the daily pool, so that is actually the daily pool counter and timer. So when this goes down to 0, the top 4 is being given the 10% of this pool. And at that time, it also resets. So every 24 hours, or when that's in 9 hours and 22 minutes, the top 4 will change and people will start to accumulate Ethereum again. So right now, the number 1 sponsor has brought in 60.2, number 2, 40, then 30.1, then 20. So once the timer goes out, let's say that these numbers remain, this is what they will win, 12, 9, 6, 3, and then it resets. And the next people that are bringing in volume will be climbing this 1 to 4 spots. So yes, this resets every 24 hours. Let me just stop the share. All right, are we still using the Chi token to reduce Ethereum fees or reduce the gas fees? Good thing that was brought up. The Chi token is not implemented in this new version of the contract, because when we changed, or when we optimized the code for matching so that the gas fee would decrease, we did not take that extra work to add the Chi gas token contract functionality with our contract, so to say. So the Chi token is not being used for EtherChain anymore, but the Chi token will be utilized in the upcoming ecosystem with DeFi services. So this is nothing that you need to worry about now, but it is not being used to reduce fees for EtherChain. Let me see. How does this differ from Forzage? So that is a question that I'm getting on a frequent basis as well. And let me just quickly, Forzage and EtherChain are 2 completely different contracts and 2 completely different concepts. But the overall concept of a community build is the same thing. Now, Forzage is a matrix, while EtherChain is a unilevel. In Forzage, if you want to make a 300% return on the slot that you're purchasing, or the position you're purchasing, so this is what you're purchasing, 100% of what you pay go to your sponsor. For you to make a 300% return here on the X3, you need to sponsor 1, he will pay to you, sponsor 2, 100% to you, sponsor 3, 100% to your sponsor, And then again, a second person, number 4, needs to purchase that again, putting 100% to you. So what you do, you get. That is what it is. What you do, you get. That is the only thing. If you purchase this lot, you do not get anybody to purchase these, you do not get anything. That is just how simple it is. Out of the 650,000 members in Forzage, there's about 180 to 200,000 members that haven't received a single thing. They give it in, but they have not received anything. That's almost 1/3 of the community. I'm not saying that people can make money in Forzage, absolutely. But having 1/3 of your community in loss, to me, that is a fail. Now, again, I'm not talking bad about it because it is a very good platform, absolutely, for marketers, Now, 300% return, that's what we're looking for. You need 4 people, you need to bring those 4 people in. With EtherChain, the difference here is that you make a deposit to this fund. 10% of what you deposit goes to your sponsor. 5% goes to the daily pool, 1% goes as a platform fee. That means 84% goes into this pool, to the contract pool. This contract pool pays out 1% every single day to every single member. The 84% that goes in here goes out to every single community member. Out of the 13,000 we have, 13,000 have received. That is unique, and that is the difference between us. If you don't do in Forzage, you're not receiving anything. If you deposit to EtherChain, you already did. You already supported the community, and you will activate the 1% a day until you receive 310%. How is this 310% generated? The exact same way as in Forzage. New members, new deposits, redeposits from former members, from old members. So passive members, passive investors, or passive supporters, like I call them, can come and deposit Ethereum to the fund. They can support the EtherChain community, and they will receive support back. That is the major difference between us and Forzage. EtherChain is created for the passive investor as well as the active marketer. You have the opportunity to create yourself a daily residual passive income on smart contract. Now, I had this question, yes, but you can't make the kind of money you can quickly with Forzage. No, you can't. A friend of mine made $500,000 in Forzage in 25 days. You can, but it's very much more difficult to make that kind of money with EtherChain in 20 days. But would you rather make $500,000 in 20 days? Or would you rather take $5,000 every single day for the remaining 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years ahead? We are building our future. We're not just building a get-rich-quick scheme. We're not. We're building something that is here to last, that can support us so we can live and thrive for decades to come. So that would be the main difference between EtherChain and Forzage. Now, let me see here. Just scroll down here. All right, so here's a good question. Do you think our system will sustain if Ethereum starts fluctuating heavily? Here's a cool thing. We are not affected by the fluctuation of the value of Ethereum. We do not deal in dollars. We do not deal in dollar value. We deal in coin amount. If you put 10 Ethereum in, you will receive 0.1 Ethereum on a daily basis. Doesn't matter if it's worth $20 or $200 or $2,000. It will not affect us. Let me see. All right, so how is it different from double way? So there's a, there's a lot of contracts out there. Double way again is a matrix similar to Forzage. Only it's a 2 by 8 matrix. You have 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. The difference is that's a matrix or a unilevel. If you don't, the thing is, double way has a very good concept, but I'm sorry, but it kind of sucks. I actually worked with double way. I started working with double way as one of my first contracts to try that out, just to see how that one worked. I brought 30,000 members into that community, into that building my team, and I earned 20 Ethereum. 30,000 members, 20 Ethereum received or earned. It just shows that these things, they dress them out in a shiny coat and whatever, and it just doesn't work. It worked to a certain degree, but it doesn't work. EtherChain is on a different level, my friends. It is. It has been crafted and designed for the optimization and longest sustainability for the community itself to sustain it. At the end of the day, some people ask, what if no one will join? That is also a good question. Let us clear that one as well. So, what if no one joins? So, we know that 84% of everything that's being deposited to EtherChain goes into the support fund. It goes out with a 1% a day, including the matching bonuses. If by some miracle, all deposits and redeposits to this fund stops, it needs to stop for a total of 50 plus days. That means not one single deposit from either new members or current members that are completing their cycle into this fund for 50 days. 50 days. If that were to happen, the Ethereum drains out. There's no more left. And it stops paying out until more Ethereum is being deposited. That is very basic logic. But what have we done to preserve that this might happen, or to minimize the chance that this might happen? It lies in the 310. It lies in the redeposit. It lies in the matching. And it remains in the daily pool. Now, the 310 limit, once you have received, you need to make a new deposit. If you are a builder, if you're building this community, you are completing your 310 limit much, much quicker than 310 days, because everything accumulates towards this, right? So we have people that are completing their 310 cycles in a day, in 5 days, in 10 days, in 14 days, which means within 50 days, which is the average sustainability period of this fund, if nothing comes in, 50 days. Within 50 days, we will have multiple leaders around this world completing their 310 cycle, making a new deposit because they know they have more Ethereum coming. So already then we have a new deposit into the fund. Now, looking at the redeposit, that was also what we were just talking about. Matching is included in that because the matching is what increases the rate or the speed of your return. If you're building and if you got a team, every single time somebody here makes a withdrawal, you receive a matching. You're completing your 310, which means you need to put a new deposit. And then we have the daily pool. Right now, guys, 30 Ethereum goes out every single day. This will go to 400, 500, 600, 700, putting out 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 Ethereum every single day. Now, this is a psychological aspect because being able to come in, let's say that this community dies out. Let's say no deposits comes. And when I'm looking at the daily pool, there's 1 hour left and there's only 5 Ethereum deposited maximum. All right, I'll deposit 6. Someone else says it's the same thing, they deposit 7. Someone brings in somebody who deposits 10. It will be a fight to get that pool. That's 40 Ethereum, 50 Ethereum, more than that. So it all plays back towards the sustainability to motivate people to continue to build, to continue to grow, to continue to redeposit, to support the community, because they have been supported so much themselves. So the possibility for the community to stop growing and not making a single deposit for 50 days is slim to nothing. It's there. I'm not saying it as a risk-free concept, but it's slim to nothing. This code and this algorithm has been optimized for the best and maximum sustainability at all time. Now, for those of you who want to track the growth or track the sustainability, we know, let me tell this, because then I might don't need to reply to that question so many times. So a lot of people have reached out to me and say, the fund doesn't look healthy. Close to half of what's in the fund has been paid out. This goes south. And I'm telling them, I'm not really sure what you're looking at, because this is absolutely not the way to see if it's a healthy growth in the fund. The outgoing, so we have incoming Ethereum and we have outgoing, right? In, out. Every single day, we have a certain amount of Ethereum that goes out of the fund. And every single day, we have a certain amount of Ethereum going in, depending on the community efforts. So looking at a 24-hour period, the maximum amount that goes out of the fund on a 24-hour period is 2.35%. That is the maximum. I am showing this number because this number means that every single community member has 15 levels or 15 sponsors above them that are qualified to receive 15 levels down. That is when 2.35% goes out on a daily basis. Average 1.7% goes out on a daily basis. That means that more, in order for us to have maximum sustainability in this fund, more than 1.7% of the current balance in the contract needs to come in on a daily basis. We are doing close to 10% a day. So we are, this is, we don't even need to think about the sustainability. This is good sustainability. Even 1% a day, which is less than what is going out, or less than just what's going out on the 1%, is still sustainable for more than 150 days. It's still sustainable, even if less than 1% of the total fund comes in and 1.7 or 2 goes out, it's still sustainable for 150 days because of the algorithm code itself. So I want us all to, if you're looking at the growth, if you're trying to study if we're having a healthy, sustainable growth, look at the numbers coming in, which means that you have to look at how much is being increased in the balance and how much is being increased in the outgoing, because you got to add those two together to get the total amount. See how much is going in and how much is going out, because there is a maximum limit of 2.35. So as long as more than 2.35% comes into this fund on a daily basis, we are more than sustainable. All right, so let us move on to the next one. Sorry, I'm just reading, guys. Yeah, if someone asks, what if no one will join? Tell them to just look at the numbers. Thousands have already joined. We've only scratched the surface. And that is absolutely true as well. Guys, 13,000 members. We launched 40 days ago. We're only scratching the surface. We are, as I said, 13,000 members. You won't have 13,000 members that are just completely stopping, that do not promote this anymore. Because, guys, we have such dedicated leadership in this community that it will go on for years and years and years to come. Let me see here. All right, so it would be awesome if the system gave option to reinvest. We were considering this. I was looking at it, but the thing is, if we're allowing a reinvest, if we're allowing compounding and stuff like that, we're decreasing the sustainability of this community. We're decreasing the sustainability of this, because if you are now allowed to add how much you ever want at any time, you can blast in as much Ethereum you want. And that itself is not sustainable, because remember that what you want to receive, someone else needs to give. We need to think about sustainability. Let me see. All right. Are you planning to develop a mobile app? I'm not really sure for what purpose. There might be a coming feature as maybe a community app where we gather all of the coming DeFi services that will come. But that is a little bit ahead of time right now. Let's see. All right. As EtherChain gains popularity, what will happen when a whale or super larger investors, let's say 50% of the fund participants, can one person crash the system? No, we have designed the system that it's more or less impossible to crash it. Nobody can come in and just put thousands and thousands and thousands of Ethereum to the fund, because we have these limits. Now, of course, if somebody really wants to, I don't know, set up 100 wallets with 200 Ethereum in each and then make an account with each of those wallets, they could do so. We would be able to sustain it anyway. They will not be able to crash it because of the maximum going out, the redeposits, the 310 limit, daily pool, all of this, and the community leaders all pulling together. Website translation is available on the website. We will be adding several more languages. Please type, if you're missing a language on the website, let us know in the Telegram community group, please, and we'll take it from there. Yes, this whole video will be uploaded on YouTube. Sorry for the wait here, guys. All right, please, does the creator have access to community fund? Please kindly throw more light at this, because people are saying that as long as the money does not go directly to people's account, that means it is not a smart contract. I'm glad you asked. It really also just shows the level of understanding that some people do have on smart contracts. I've heard people say, yeah, it's exactly the same thing. The funds are stored in the contract. This is not a smart contract, it's a wallet. That is so untrue. People have the misinterpretation that a smart contract is only supposed to pay 100% of what I'm sending to someone else. According to us, that's just sending a normal transfer, guys. You're used to working with Double Way or Forzage or any of the global lines that always fail. And when that contract, that smart contract, is coded to send 100% of what you're sending to purchase a slot to another member. This contract is coded to send 10% of what you deposit to another member, that's your sponsor, 5% to the daily pool, and 84% here. And then it's coded to distribute 1% to you and every other single member every single day, including the matching bonus. A smart contract is a self-executing program that can store and execute transactions of value when requirements are met. That is what a smart contract is. So back to the question, if the creator have access to these funds. No, I did have access. We did move the funds 2 times as we updated the contract, as we needed to perfect it and optimize it. I had access to it, but now no creator, I don't have it, no programmer, no one has access. And this is clearly written and possible to view on the contract code. So we also have made several videos on this. So anybody who has these questions, it is very, very important that we, as community members of EtherChain, at least have taken a look at the code and seen what it says, because it says very loud and clear, dev leaves the contract without owner. And we can also view that the grand owner that has the access to draw these function, to draw the self-destruct function, is no person. It is a Genesis address that is being used by developers and programmers and anybody to burn tokens, contracts, and give up rights. So it's all there, guys. It's all fully transparent, verified 100% on EtherScan. Can I monitor my rank in the daily base? Because maybe I am in the top 5. If that happened, I need to work more near to top 4. That's absolutely right. Now, the way, I mean, when you're working, you have a good point. You know how much you sponsored in today, right? So if you can see that the 4th place is 30, and you know that you brought in 28 Ethereum today, you know it's just 3 more Ethereum or 2.1, and you're grabbing a 4th spot. So it's all about taking that little bit of responsibility and checking yourself. You can view it on your direct matching income. Let's say you got 0.5 Ethereum there. That means you sponsor people for 5 Ethereum. If you got 2 Ethereum there, that means 20 Ethereum came in on your front line. So we just keep an eye on it that way. Genealogy will still be added. Yes, my programmers have been working on another project with another customer. It's a banking project, so they just had to complete that before they could get back fully focused on me again. And let me see here. How long will this system stay? We got this question yesterday as well. This system will stay as long as this community wants it to stay. That is how simple it is. Now, we will, of course, do our best to add these DeFi services to create additional income so that we can actually make sure that this lasts for decades and decades to come. This is not a short-term build. This is not 3 months up, 2 months down. This is something we're building for life. If you're building with EtherChain, you're building your future. Do hackers invade our system? No, they don't. It's not possible for any hacker to do anything with our contract. We have had an audit on our code. There are no backdoors, there are no errors, there are no bugs that can risk the funds of any participant. All right, so I think we've gone through most of the question. I do see that we have a gentleman called Mike Schur on the line. He raised his hand. I'm going to unmute you. If you have a question, please come online, Mike. Are you there? All right, it's not coming on. Let me see. So how secure and guarantee is EtherChain smart contract, and what is the risk on it? So I really don't know what to say. Now, please do a little bit of research on smart contracts and what this is. Do a little bit of research on EtherChain smart contract, and you will see that we have had a full audit. It is a smart contract. It's immutable. It's 100% verified on EtherScan. There are no backdoors. There are no functions. There's nothing. It is as secure as it can be. Now, what is the risk? Now, everything has a risk. We have already gone through that. If everything were to die today, if this community just drops dead and not a single deposit comes in, the fund will continue to pay for another 50 days, an average of 50 days. It might even be more because we're not doing an average of 1.7 yet, because everybody's not on 15 levels down. That means if everything dies today, the last person who deposits, who have not one single referral or matching bonus coming towards them, will at least recover 50% of their deposit. And guys, not one single contract out there can guarantee this. If you're in Forzage, if you just purchase your slot and everything dies today, everything dies today. Not a single member is getting anything else, because right there, it's all based on 100% going to another person. While here, 84% is stored and given out on a 1% on a daily basis, which guarantees you to at least receive 50% back if this just completely dies out, which the possibility is very, very slim to nothing. From Al Jerome, adding DeFi to the system. Do I hear it right? Yes, you do, Jerome. That is what that is the way we will be going. EtherChain is the first decentralized financial support system. And we're going to be building decentralized financial services such as these decentralized exchange, lending platforms, and several other things that will be generating an additional income towards EtherChain to add and increase the sustainability. Now, as I said, this DeFi industry in less than a year has more than $2.1 billion locked in the smart contracts, making interest every single day, averaging between 2 to 20% annually. Imagine if we can just have a 1% of that 2% of that amount coming back into the fund. It will create a support fund that will be here for decades, for ages, for our lifetime and further. That is where we're going. DeFi is the hottest topic the hottest topic talked about on the blockchain market right now, and it is what we are going to make sure that we're tapping into. That is what is going to sustain EtherChain and its community. So with that, guys, we are now going to drop off. We've been on to close an hour. If there are any questions that I have not replied, Raul, please get back to me on Telegram. I do not have time to answer any more questions. Thank you for that. Get back to me on Telegram or in the group if I haven't replied them, and we will take them there. Guys, thank you so much for staying on. I'm so pleased to see each and every one of you. I'm happy to be back. The week has been long. We are back in business. We're back. Let's build. Let's make history because, guys, that is what we're doing right now. We are creating our legacy. So let's join hands and make sure that happens. Guys, take care. I'll see you in the groups, and I'll see you tomorrow and 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We'll do the same soon. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.